Hi, this video is more problem solving with average speed. So let's look at a problem together. You challenge a friend to a bike race on a straight stretch of road you know to be exactly a half-mile long. You start your stopwatch as you begin the race, and 85.71 seconds later, you cross the finish line as a winner in your heart. What's your average speed in miles per hour and meters per second? And we know that 1.000 miles is 1609 meters, so that's a conversion factor there. So let's start with the miles per hour. Okay, so to find miles per hour, we're just going to look at how many miles we're dealing with and the time in hours. So the first thing I know is the distance that we're traveling here. It says half a mile, and it looks like it's exactly half a mile. That word exact has a certain meaning in physics. When you say something is exact, that means that it has an infinite number of significant figures. So 0.5 miles, that's exact. And so we treat it as if it has an infinite number of significant figures for our calculation purposes. Now the time here is a little bit different. So we're given a time in seconds, but we need to convert that into hours. In seconds, we have 85.71 seconds. But to get this into hours, we need to divide by 60 to get it into minutes, and then divide by 60 again to get it into hours. So after doing that, we have a pretty low number. It makes sense. It's a short amount of time if we're talking hours. So I'm going to keep 4 significant figures here. And so this is my time in hours after doing that division. What's our unknown quantity here? Now that we have the miles and the hours, what's our unknown quantity? It's the average speed. So what is the average speed? We use v for speed in physics because it's like velocity, but we don't have a direction right now, so we're just dealing with speed. So this is our unknown quantity. We have an equation that relates average speed to both distance and time. Distance over time gives us average speed. All right, so we're going to substitute in our distance and time here. So our distance is exactly 0.5 miles. And our time is 0.02381 seconds. And so putting this into a calculator, we get a rounded answer. We're going to round it to 4 significant figures because we have 4 in our time originally, and we have an infinite number here for exact. And so 4 significant figures rounded would be 21.00 miles per hour. So that is how we find the miles per hour. However, the question also asks for the speed in meters per second. So I'm going to keep some of these things here because what we're going to be changing is instead of miles and seconds, we're going to have, instead of having miles and hours, I wrote that wrong earlier, that should have been hours there. We're going to have meters and seconds here. So we're going to get a different value. We're still looking for the same desired quantity, but now we don't need the hours part anymore. Instead, we just need, we have this 85.71 seconds. What we need to do is we need to turn this miles into meters. So to do that, we can multiply by a conversion factor. And we have that conversion factor from the problem. It's going to be, we want to undo the miles. So we're going to put the miles down here. 1 mile, and we have 1609 meters. So by multiplying by this conversion factor, the miles are canceled out, and we have meters. So 0.5 times 1609 is going to be 804.5 meters. So 804.5 meters for our distance. So now, when we redo this problem, we're going to be using meters and seconds. So 804.5 meters and 85.71 seconds. All right, and so we do that and we get 9.386 meters. Oh, meters per second. That's our final speed there. So that's all I've got for you in this video. Remember, how you do anything is how you do everything.